it's Dawn. Welcome back. We're still working in my handmade journal. It's 9x12 that I made years ago. It's just watercolor paper and bound into in a Copic binding. And what I've been doing lately is I've been swatching out some of the Kuretake colors. These are the Art Nouveaux. I did the graphites. Oops, can't see those, can you? Graphites are down here. Did those. The last couple of videos I've done the 48 set, and I've just kind of divided them into some color groups, and I've got another color group for you today. Today we're going to do 34 Rose Madder, 71 Indian Red, 43 Cad Yellow, 51 Sap Green Light, 69 Horizon Blue, and 67 Indigo. And when we're all done, we're going to have 7 of these half wheels, so there's 6 on this 2-page spread. And then I've got one more empty one over here from the Art Nouveaux when I did those. And I'll come back and label these here in a little while with, you know, what these swatches are. But I'm just filling up my book with these colors. And now I got to get here. And you know what? I might just do it upside down-y. Why not? Who cares? I don't have to have all of this on. So we're going to start with 34. But you know what I am going to do? I'm going to reverse it. All these colors. I just sprayed these guys down so my desk is all wet. So I'm going to reverse it so I don't screw up the order, because I would do that. And I'm using a number 5, which is a little small. You know what? Should I grab a bigger one? Should I grab a... Okay, I'll grab a bigger brush, right? Here's brush 1, which is a 5. Same company. Brush 2 is a 4. One of these things is not sized properly. I'm going to try this slightly bigger brush, despite the fact that it says it's a number 4. Here we go. We're going to start off with 34 Rose Madder. I tend to like Rose Madder. I tend to like the Madder family. Madder Lake, what have you. So this is a kind of a typical name, which is unusual for Kuretake. They usually kind of come up with their own names, so it's kind of fun to see them using. Oh, this 4 might be big. Well, we're just gonna make it work. Learning how. I got some flyaways here on my brush too. I need to trim them. Oh, 4. This one seems pretty good. So once I finish these 7 wheels, that will finish out, other than the metallics and the pearls. So what I've said in the 2 previous videos is there's 48, but I'm not going to be swatching 48, because if you can do the math, I opted to leave out white, black, gray, and then some metallics. There were some gold and I think pearl metallics in that bunch, and I just said nope, because I would have had to draw another wheel, half wheel on another page. I don't have any other, well, I do have other Kuretakes. I have some metallics and some pearls and some stuff. So if there comes a point where I decide that's what I'm going to do, I might include those. But then if I'm including the gold, and it seems redundant. Okay, moving on. 71 Indian Red. So this is almost the whole 48. It's just leaving out the base colors. Woo, Indian Red. Hello. We like that. We just like saturation of colors. What I mean, I'm not sure I like this color so much, but I do like highly pigmented and saturated colors. They are my faves. Don't know why. No, I do know why, because then you can always water them way the heck down. You don't have to layer them as much, and that's why. Okay, and that was about as sloppy as you can get, people. All right, moving on. 43 Cad Yellow. And I think I mentioned in my last video, oops, I think I got a little Indian Red still on that brush. Oh, well. If your Kuretake cakes, pans get cracked, like so. See the crack there? Once you go and use them, this one was cracked similarly, and once you re-wet them, they recongeal. This one, you can still see like the fault lines, if you will, in it, like right there and right there. But if you have some that have cracked or what have you, don't worry. Keep going. Paint on. They're not any less usable. Because that happened to mine, and I thought, oh Lord, I'm going to replace some of those. And so I went on the website, and it says, nope, that's pretty normal. And the reds seem to do it, and the greens seem to do it the most. My yellows haven't cracked at all. None, I don't think any of my blues have cracked. None of my violets have cracked like that. It just seems to be the red and the green. Probably to do with the pigments they're using and not the binder, but I don't know. Don't quote me. That's a pretty color, that cad yellow. I don't know if it's tainted with Indian red or not. It feels like it might be a little bit, but you know what? Oh well. Let's rinse that a little better, and let's move on to number 51, sap green, which this doesn't feel very sap green to me, to be fair, but you know what? I'm going to slightly turn this because I'm afraid of putting my arm in the paint. And we don't want that, do we? Nope. Luckily these other colors are dry, so I can lay my arm across them, no problem. So these are still a bit of an investment for what I consider to be hobby paints. But they do go on special from time and again. So if you're looking to get some of these, just watch for sales. I've seen them, 20% off quite frequently. And that way you can pick them up if you're interested. I am not trying to influence anybody to buy anything. I am the last person. I'm trying to de-influence people. In fact, I'm going to use your stash mantra this year. And that's part of my personal journey, because in addition to using my craft supplies, I think there's a second hobby in addition to making art, which is collecting craft supplies. I think there's a second and unrelated, well, kind of related, art, a hobby of collecting supplies, whether it be what you've seen on YouTube or any of the socials, or whether you see a sale running. Okay, moving on to 69, Horizon Blue. You just get influenced sometimes to buy something, and then you're like, wow, I spent all that time just shopping and on my iPad instead of getting in my studio, and that was fun. And then when they arrive, it's like Christmas. But then you got to make sure you spend the time using, and that sometimes is my problem. I'm trying to buy less this year. Way less, like way less. I won't say that I'm on a no-buy year, but kind of like that. I'm giving myself parameters of how often I can buy and how much I can buy, in an effort to do two things. One, give myself more time to get in my studio, because that takes time. Shopping takes time. Don't want to admit it, but it does. And two, use what I've got. Consume less. That means clothes. That means gadgets for the kitchen. All kinds of stuff. Okay, I like the Horizon Blue. That's a really pretty sky blue. It does granulate ever so slightly, which is very unusual for these pigments. I saw that last time too with Forest Green. It also granulated slightly. All right, last one, Indigo. We do like us a good indigo. Let's see, number 67, Indigo. How do you go, Indigo? Well, you look very indigo-y. We like that. I was in Japan a year ago, and they had this museum with all these indigo pieces of artwork. And you could not take photos of them because they were so photosensitive and could be destroyed by an accidental flash going off. Even with your cell phone, they made you keep them in your pocket. You weren't allowed to take them out for anything. But anyway, these indigo pieces were, oh, so unbelievably beautiful. It made me want to do like an indigo era. And I still may. Because I was just so blown away by all the different shades you could get with indigo. And I'm sure that's true of every color, but these artists really found a whole new gear with indigo. And and these paintings these pieces were hundreds of years old. So, wow, that's a bright pigment. Look at that. I need to water that down just a touch. Let's remove some of that. Wet the brush and let's move that around a little. There we go. But the indigo was just such a pretty, pretty color, done in all the different shades. And boy, you can see, I'm a big fan. You can see right there how pretty that is. And it is granulating a little too. Again, kind of surprising. All right, so let's turn this big book around. Show you what we've got. Now we've got 3 wheels done. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got 3 more on this page. And then that back page, we'll do that last set. And we'll have the Kuretake 48 swatched out. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to me ramble. And we'll see you again next time. Bye.